In today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to make a simple flyer. So the first thing you do, open your Photoshop, then click on Create New. Click on Create New. Let's change the name to Simple Flyer. Let's change the width. Let's leave the width as 2000. Then the height, let's make the height 2500. Just leave the resolution as 300. Color mode, RGB color. Background contents, let's leave it as white. Then let's click on create. So you will wait for it to load and open a file. Okay, so you have a file like this. In case your Photoshop doesn't look this way, what you need to do, take your pointer up here, click on it and click on reset essentials and everything will come back to normal. So I leave mine in adjustments, drag this up a little, drag this to the left. Okay, so I have something like this. So I want to make this page to have a full screen. So what I'll do is press Ctrl 0 on my keyboard and then I have something like this. Okay, the first thing I would like us to do is to create a new layer here. Move your pointer down here, create a new layer. Start creating a new layer. Go to the shape tool here. Just right click on it and you will see rectangle tool. Click on rectangle tool and from anywhere outside just draw a rectangle to cover the whole page. Okay, let's have something like this. Okay, so let me just move this in. So I have a black color, but I will not be needing black. I will need something little grayish. Something like this. Okay, if you want to check the color, this is F3 EBA6. Then just click OK. Okay, so we have something like this. And the next thing to do is to arrange some triangles. So just right click on the shape tool, go to custom shape tool, click on custom shape tool, then move your pointer here, click on the arrow by the side, then let's look for triangle. If you don't have a triangle, that's what you do. Click on this gear button and go to all. Click all, then just select OK. And you have a lot of shapes to work around with here. Okay, so let's just scroll down and look for the rectangle. The triangle, sorry. So let's click on a triangle. And then you just click once, and then set. See what I did? I just click once, left click once, then you have something like this. So let's change the size to 200 pixel by 200 pixel. So let's click OK. That will give us a perfect triangle. So I select my move tool. While my show transform controls is checked, I just drag this by the side and expand it a little. You see, if I just drag it by the side as a shape, it does this. So I press Ctrl Z to go back to the initial press. So I hold down Shift on my keyboard and I drag so that it will maintain its shape. Okay, so I just take this up here and let me reduce this. Sorry, hold Shift, reduce this a little. Right click on it and do let me rotate it 180 degrees. Alright, I have something like this. Okay, so I'll place this here. Then I duplicate this by click on this layer, this shape one. I duplicate it by pressing Ctrl J on my keyboard. I have Ctrl J. So I drag this way, and what I do is I right click on it and rotate it to 180 degrees. So I have something like this. Okay, I just move it 3, 4, 5. Move it 5 times away. but then I'll need to expand this. So just press shift and okay. So I just want it to be on the same level with this, okay? So move it to the right a little. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make it 5 times. Okay. So I have something like this. So what I do is this first layer, I duplicate it again by pressing Ctrl J. It duplicates. So I drag it down and arrange it here. Make sure it's the same level. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, it's just 5 spaces we are using. So I can select all of these together. Click the first one, hold down Shift, and click the last one. So I can move all of them together like this. Okay, I think I like this. So this big layer, okay, let me select this small layer. I do Ctrl J to duplicate this. So I just bring it up here and holding my shift, expand this to be very large. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. That's it. Then holding this, I duplicate this, the big one, Ctrl J to duplicate. So I just drag it down. I right click on it and go to flip 180. So I have something like this. While it's on a straight line, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think 5 will go. So with this layer selected, I still duplicate Ctrl J and get it down. Right click on it and right click, click on the edge, right click on it and select rotate 180 degrees. So I get this like this. So just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again to get something like this. Okay, so let me go ahead to duplicate this layer up here. Get this layer up here. So I just look for the layer. I think this is it here. I do Ctrl J to duplicate it. I click by the edge, right click on it and do flip 180, rotate 180, drag this down to this point. I just have to move 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. So I have something like this. Okay, let me select all the layers together. Click the first one and click the hold down shift and click the last one to select all of them together. So I just reduce the size so it goes that way. So I hold down my shift button and drag to reduce the size. Okay, reduce this a bit. Okay, I think this is nice. So I want to select this layer. Click on this layer. So let me look for it. I think this is the layer. Just bring it down. Yeah, there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, that's it. Click on the first one, then still duplicate it, Ctrl J. Then I drag this down and arrange this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think 5 is okay. I don't think this one is actually 5. Let me go one more. Okay, it's okay. Click the first one, click the last one, then let's move it upward a bit. Okay, so just do Control G. Do Control G on a keyboard and it groups all of them together. So I double click on the group name and rename it to triangles. So let's change the individual colors of all of them. This one, just select any color you feel like it is okay. So I'm just trying to change all the colors to whatever I feel like. Okay, this, let me change this to, okay, here, select and select it deep, okay, something bluish. All right, then let me leave the last one as black. All right, now here's what I want to do. These are my triangles. So I right click on the custom shape tool, click on rectangle tool, and let's just draw a small rectangle across this part like this. Now let's undo that. Okay, so let me look for this layer, this particular layer. I think this is it. So click on your tool, your rectangle mark tool, click on it once, and then drag a small rectangle across it this way, and then we do, just press delete. Okay, cannot delete, you need to rasterize. Right click on the layer and rasterize layer, click on it and press delete, and it goes. Now you want to deselect this, right? You do Control D to deselect. Okay, so that is, so we have something like this. Now I want to also explain to you how to put in shapes inside a triangle. So we'll just play around with some shapes inside the triangle. So we'll go to File, Open, click on File, Open. So let me look for where I have my background. I think yeah. So I'll just look for this and let me select another one. Okay, holding Control, I select the second one. Just click Open. Then it's going to open as a new tab. So what I do with the Move tool, just left click on the picture. While still holding it, I drag it to where the tab is, this tab, where I'm working on. I did not release the left click, so I bring it down, then I release. It drops it this way. So I just reduce the size. I'm gonna reduce this. Okay, let me reduce this. So I'm going to place this picture inside this shape. So what I will do is I right click on the picture, and go to create clipping mask. And then I have something like this. So I can just reduce the size, let it fit in properly. I think this is okay. So I go to the next picture, left click and hold, drag it to the layer you're working on and drop it directly on it. Okay, so maybe I just need to reduce this size a little to fit in completely to what I have. Okay, I also do right click on the picture and do create clipping mask, then have something like this. Okay, so that's it. I think this is good enough. So the next thing we want to do is to add a text to it. Add a text, or let's design a shape. Then click on your shape tool, your rectangle tool, and create a shape this way. Let's expand this to this point. Okay. And click on the move tool. While holding control, drag the edge backward a bit. So we have something like this. Okay. I think this is not so perfect, but hold control and move it. Okay. So I have something like that. Okay, I think this is perfect. Okay, so we have a shape like this. Now this is what I will do. I'll get a rectangle tool and create a small rectangle here. And let me color this blue. Small dark blue. Have a matching color. Okay. Right click on the shape and rasterize. While holding Control and Alt, drag the side this way. So let's make it perfect. Let me increase this a little. Okay, then hold Shift and reduce the size. Okay, I'll have something like this. Okay, I think this is okay. So what I do is to duplicate this layer. Click on the layer and press Ctrl J to duplicate. Okay, while I have this duplicated, I can just rotate this a little and click the edge, right click and do flip horizontal. Okay, let me bring this down. Okay, so what I'll do is to rotate this a little, make it to match directly. So I think this is straight. Then I hold down Control and drag this edge to match with this other one. Yeah, I think this is perfect. Then I duplicate this layer, Control J to duplicate the layer, bring it up here, and I do click on the edge, right click on it, and do flip 180. It flips this way. I just rotate it like this. I think this matches correctly. Maybe just to reduce the size a little. Just hold your shift and reduce the size. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll make sure that this layer is directly under the first layer I have here. So I just drag it downwards, put it under. Okay, so just make sure it's looking perfect. I don't think it's perfect enough. So while holding this, I just move it a little. Okay, perfect. That's perfect. So I still click my Show Transform tools. I drag it and put it under the black layer. So I have something like this. Now what I need to do is to add shadow. So to this layer, I'll add a drop shadow. So I click on the FX and do drop shadow. And I have a drop shadow, okay? I think that's much. So let me take it higher a bit. Okay. Reduce the spread. Increase the size a little. Okay, I think this is perfect. So 73, the size is 73, the distance is 18. Then I select this other layer and do the same. So I click Alt while my pointer is on this drop shadow. I click on Alt and left click and hold and drag it upwards to this first layer. It's going to copy the layer and drop on it. Okay, I think this is not so perfect. So let me just adjust this by holding Control, drag it down, make it look perfect. Okay, this is it. So I can just add a text, go to my text tool, I'm selecting my text tool, but then I would like to group these shapes together so that I have all of them in one piece. So I click the first one. This is the first one. I click the first one and take it to the last point and select all of them and do Ctrl G. And maybe I can change the name to side. Press enter. And click on my type tool. Then select where I want to type. Then I'll change the size. Let me change the size to about, no, 48 is too large. Let me change the size to 24. Okay, and I'll write Redeemed Christian Church of God. Okay, press Ctrl A to highlight all, then select this to align it to the left. Click on it to align it to the left. So I think the spaces between them is too much. So I click on Window and go to Paragraph. Then it's going to, okay, it's going to show this. So I click on Character. The spaces between them is too much. So I just reduce the space between them. Or I can simply press Alt with my left mouse button. It's going to do that. Or Alt with my right mouse button to expand. And Alt with up button to bring the text together. Okay, I think with this, I'm done with the text. So I select my move tool and drag it and put here. Okay, I think this is perfect. So I select my type tool and I change the font style. Let me look for a nice font style. Okay. With my type tool, I click and then I'll write welcomes you to. So let me do Control A to highlight or change this color to this. Okay. Then I'll change the font style. I think this is good enough. So I just drag it and arrange it to match perfectly with this. I could write worship with us. So let me look for a font style that is bold. I think I like this. So maybe I'll change the size to something bigger. Let's say 36. Bring it here. Match it directly. Okay, so this font style is called Amsterdam. That's Amsterdam. Okay, so let me just write here. Let me put the at sign. Let me change the font style to myriad. Myriad is okay. At number 23. Let me just write Port Harcourt Street. That's not a real address anyway, but it's just for purpose of this class. Okay, I don't think these fonts really worked well, so I would pick a font, Agency. I think I prefer Agency to work with this. Agency. Okay. I think Agency is good enough. But then let me write everything in capital letter. Okay, Port Harcourt. Control A to select all of them. Let me change the size to about 24, not 24 is too much. Let me make it 18. Okay, 18, change from regular, make it bold. Then reduce the size to 16 or 14. Okay, I think I prefer 14, but then I'll change this color to make it black. So I just keep picking colors from the background and using them accordingly. So click my move tool and move it to match directly with text on top. So what I can still do is just to click here and duplicate, Ctrl J to duplicate this layer and bring it down a little. Yeah. Then I change this to Thursday. Right, Sunday, let's say from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Okay. All right, I think this is nice. Okay, let me just group all this together. While holding Shift, come down to the first one here and okay, click the first one here. While holding Shift, click on the last one. Do Ctrl G. So let me label this as text under this one. Okay, so let me just move all this together. Let me just move it upward a bit so I have enough space. Okay, while I have this text under, let me open it. Still go to the last one, Sunday. I can duplicate this layer and bring it down a little and change it to Thursday. Let me change the time from 6 p.m. 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Okay, click on it, good. Then I can move this upward a bit. Okay, so I think we are done with it. So to save this, just simply do, okay, let me check it out. To save, just go to File, go to Save, and where you want to save. Let me save it in my pictures, create a new folder, and call it tutorial. Then I open it and do save. Then to save it as a picture, you go to File, Save As. While it's still selected, click on Photoshop, go down to JPEG, click on it, and then click OK. Then let's put it to the maximum size to have a better quality. Then click OK. So we could just go down to the folder. I think this is mine. Okay, so this is the folder where I dropped it. This is mine. So let me just do a preview. Okay, so this is it. This is my flyer. Okay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. God bless you.